banner bigger so it covers.
Oh, thank you.
Happy bad wife. Get it out.
Oh,
Get it out.
oh,
There we
oh,
go.
oh. Good morning.
Pivawum Matsume.
Nyake. Jene.
Madawika.
Pivawulna.
Kikarus.
Nah.
Madawaka.
Alito.
Stongo.
Kunamante.
Yo.
Osio.
Halito.
Just repeating all the
No.
words.
Jeez.
Just gonna keep going.
Tongo.
You guys are out.
Stongo Oshkanyecha.
Chokma.
Mike
Chokma.
to Kevin. Heinepe. Good morning. Good morning. Coming live from 1950 South Shepherd here in El Ghetto, El Reno, the Gut, Helltown.
All of them.
So we had a very good night in Canton. We took some hand drums up there and we had a pretty good turnout. I was, it was kind of cool for me. I got to meet my uncle Sherman Smoker's kids.
Mm.
Well, I already knew one of them. I already knew the youngest one,
Mhm.
but I didn't know the older one, and she looks just like him. That was cool, I grew up, with her dad in Thomas. Knew him basically my whole life, and he was kind of he's just, I don't know, he's just part of the family. We weren't blood related, but that was my uncle.
Yeah.
So that was cool, to run into his family. So yeah, it was a good night.
Yeah, it was fun. I just like that. Everybody always thinks it's gonna be a super serious class,
Yeah.
and then it's nothing but jokes the whole time, and then just us laughing away. And so
It
was a
makes
good
it way better when they start making jokes
time.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Because
then
then you're worried, like, well, are we coming off like we're bad people or what?
Reggae.
Yeah, we're all just reggae nuggets.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was nice. Ran into my brother Corbin. I mean, which is always good. He just celebrated 20 months yesterday, so
It's awesome.
real proud of him. I don't know. It's just so. I don't know. Like I love being. I don't know, like a positive role model. Like I don't know. There's just something about that you know I don't mind going into these communities when
Everybody remembers the
yeah,
negative role
everybody
model you used to
remembers
be.
that other guy. But that's all right. I want them to see the change. And like even whenever I was talking to Elizabeth last night, I said, I think the last time I seen you, we were standing on top of the casino because I was trying to explain to them why they were having leaks every time it rains inside there, and kind of explaining about and whenever you push it to do it too fast, it kicks the gasket out. You're not supposed to drive them down until where it pushes the gasket out, and that's usually what happens. So I was explaining to them, like, because we were like up there with some silicone, and we were hitting every screw. So
I remember whenever I was in facilities and maintenance over at Concho, we had to go up on the roof and check for all that stuff. The travel center, and at some point, and it almost looked like it was plastic, but we knew it wasn't plastic. But I was like, who in the world's idea was it to cover this roof like this?
shrink wrap.
Yeah. And so we ended up having to tear all that off and like do it all over again.
Huh.
And I was like, this is crazy. So,
Mhm.
Well, I had to get my aesthetics going.
so now start it over
Yeah.
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 Started
Watch,
over.
Now the Wi-Fi is gonna be good.
Yeah.
because he's not taking any more Wi-Fi by doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Got
was
my
a-
aesthetics going.
It was a fun time, and then just had a lot of people. I think approach us and talk about how they tune into the live, which was pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
that
And
was
so
cool.
It was surprising. Like usually we'll get like maybe one, but it was like lots of people.
Yeah, people were like, I just watched you.
yeah,
You know, I was like, that's cool. So shout out to all my Canton and Longdale peeps. You know, I'm glad y'all all came out.
All our Canton fans.
Yeah, all our Canton fans. You know, that's cool. You know, I mean, I enjoy it because, you know, like I was saying, you know, I hope to, you know, show people that change is possible. You know, because I used to be rugged, you know, rugged beyond anything that I can even explain to somebody. But, you know, for me to be who I am today, you know, it feels good. You know, I can't take credit for any of it. You know, of course, it's all God. You know, it's all Creator. It's all Mahio. You know, so Ofunga,
Absolutely.
Nekabata, you know, like whatever you call them. You know, like that's who did it for me. So. Do we have any comments?
yeah. Brianna Rochelle says good morning.
Good morning, baby.
Cheyenne Galvin says people wanna.
Good morning, baby.
Good morning,
There we
baby.
go. I knew
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. I was
Making her
waiting for
blush.
it.
Stop it,
Yes.
Barry. Aaron Blackwolf says good morning, fellas.
One
morning.
shit.
I thought you were gonna say it back.
Yeah.
Morning, baby.
Good morning, baby.
And then Leslie Bowtone says good morning.
Good morning, sis. Good morning. Good morning.
Dang.
And then Marty Baker says Alani and Nova say hi.
Oh, hi, Alani. Hi, Nova. Good morning. Those are my granddaughters. That's my sister. Marty Baker's my sister. So yeah, she has the girls, Alani and Nova. Good morning, baby.
And the Council on Alcoholism and Addictions of the Finger Lakes says good morning from the frozen Finger Lake. Sun is
Good
shining.
morning. It's
Good
been a
day
while
to
since
thrive.
we've seen your comment on here. I'm glad you're tuning back in.
Absolutely.
Esther Grant says she's so glad for your recovery, Barry.
Thank you, Esther. That really means a lot to me. Esther is my best friend's sister. So, you know, and once again, I got to give my best friend a shout out. You know, my brother Randy. You know, I hope he's kind of been under the weather, you know, but I've, you know, definitely been keeping you in prayer. And I hope you get to feeling better, brother. Man, he's just been having it rough, you know. And we tease a lot. You know, like we give each other hell. You wouldn't even think we were best friends,
Yeah.
but
Well, you
Nah,
wouldn't be
man.
best friends if you weren't giving. each other.
yeah, you know, that's my
Way it is.
brother, you know, and I think the world of him. And so I hope he gets to feeling better soon. So so we have another hand drum class coming up February 24th.
Hold on, I'm panicking.
24th.
We going to Hemme.
Hemme. We just came from Canton. We're going to Hemme. So that'll be February 24th at the ERC in Hemme from 4 to 6. Right?
Yep.
4 to 6. We'll be having a meal. You know, nothing fancy, but you know, something to come and, you know, like people enjoyed themselves, you know, last night with the Frito chili pies.
Yeah, took
That-
a bunch of to-go plates. It was great.
You know, it was nice, you know. But you know, come and make a drum with us. That's the most important thing that we're gonna be doing. And you know, like we always say, the culture is the solution. So
Absolutely.
I just realized this flyer matches your guys' shirts.
does it really?
Yeah, because it's gray and
Fancy,
teal.
Hey, hey.
I was cracking up because I was going through my closet today and I was like, Recovery Tour, Recovery
Yeah.
Tour. And then I was like, hey, I haven't wore our retreat shirt yet.
Mm,
So I threw it on.
I just got this old faithful.
the OG. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so this Saturday, this coming Saturday, we're having our, you know, we had to schedule our celebration, 2-year celebration of All Nations Recovery, Gourd Clan. So the weather, we had to put it off for the weather, and so we get to have it this weekend in Concho at the Respect Gym. Same time, same place, same head staff. I mean, I think we might need a new AD, but that's what happens when you reschedule. But it'll be in Concho at the Respect Gym this Saturday. So Gore dance at 2, supper at 5, and the dance to follow. So I hope to see everyone there. Hope everyone comes out. I still can't get out there yet, till I have some things to take care of. But I'm gonna go and support. We hope to see everybody out there.
Yep. Special contest: men's fancy versus women's fancy, grass versus jingle, tiny tots, and then a Southern Claw contest too. So you guys come out, dress out, be ready to dance.
Potato
Yeah.
dance. We're gonna do mini potatoes.
Yeah,
Little
potato
itty bitty
dance.
guys. Mini or jumbo.
fried
by
In
the
time
between.
I know Belinda's been practicing,
Yeah.
so
She'll be
ready
sitting
for
there.
all
With
that.
who?
No, she just stands by the wall.
There's a her
Yeah,
just dances back and forth.
just moves.
Billy's gonna be mad.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, she's gotta be leaned all the way over to dance with Billy.
Yeah. Hold him up.
Yeah.
On her hip.
One foot, right foot, spin around.
Yeah. Billy would be wee.
Goodness.
So yeah, that'll be this Saturday. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody. And what else do we got coming up?
Speaker night. So we have speaker night, which will be Terrence Manley,
Manley.
and it'll be on February 26th.
February 26th. Terrence Manley. Man, he's a good brother, man. He's very active in the Wellbriety community, in the recovery community, period.
Right.
He goes into prisons and sweats with the inmates. He's always, man, this is how I met Terrence. When we were having our recovery powwow last year, I had to make close to 300 hamburgers. And he just walks up and was like, "Man, do you need some help?" Like, oh my God. Like, he was such a, like he came right at the right time. And that was my introduction to Terrence, and that's just who he is. He's a good guy. He shows up, he wants to help, and he is hilarious, man. Just he definitely has a humor that, like he's a good guy, man. I could be around Terrence all day long, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, his message and all that he brings to the recovery community. So I feel like we're gonna be, it's gonna be a packed house.
Yep.
So, which is always a good problem to have, So I'm looking forward to it.
Tomorrow will be the first El Reno High School Talking Circle for teens. So it'll be every first and third Thursday of the month. I think it is 3:30 to 5. And so I think Tatum's grabbing some snacks today just to, feed some kids and then let them have a good time.
Yeah,
Where they're just,
I'm gonna go with her.
stressed and doing all that. So,
I'm gonna go with her and check it out. Like that's, I don't know, like that's where it all begins. I was one of those kids at El Reno High School, so that's pretty cool that we get to do that. But even today, they're having a talking circle in Oklahoma City at Southwest 21st, 4400 Southwest 21st. There's a Ramada Inn on 21st and Meridian. There's a Ramada Inn, and then there's a building behind there. Damn, I almost hit it. There's a building behind there, and that's where the Tribal Resource Center is. So we have a meeting there every Wednesday at noon. The public is invited, and it's from noon to 1. So we have some regulars that show up. Legend, you can almost consistent she is. So but yeah, that'll be happening here pretty soon. So the ladies already took off today to go up there and handle that. So
Yep. And feed Theta, so she's not hangry
Feed
during the.
Theta. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to go. She's always real gripey. So
Dang.
Yeah. And then we have our snag bags are still available until February 13th. That's when we will close the application. So if you haven't got one, or if you got one and you got lucky and you need another one, then throw in another order. We've shipped out a few hundred, so we got the supplies, so we're just trying to send it all out. So yeah, good luck.
good luck. Today's your
Valentine's coming up.
Now's your chance. Send them prayers up.
day. And them legs.
Yeah.
Prayers and legs up today.
Man.
What? What?
We're gonna get it taken off the air.
Oh, my bad.
Knock at the
Let's
door.
go ahead and get into this.
Wait, there's comments.
Okay, let's get into these comments.
Rochelle Bear Shield says good morning.
Good morning, Shell.
Oh, and then Esther goes, this is Nadina. She just changed her name to Esther on the.
Oh, there's Nadina. Okay, that's my mother-in-law.
And then Michael Duncan says good morning, brother.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Duncan. Thank you for tuning in.
Timothy Davis says good morning, family. Hopefully to get to see y'all soon. Stay blessed.
Aho, brother.
And then David Deere says good morning.
Don't go.
Michael
Stongo.
Reed says he loves that guy, talking about Terrence. And then Dave
Yeah.
Levi goes, rugged, this ain't TikTok.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's during business hours.
My bad. Prayers up.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's probably gonna
Yeah, and then we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, just
it's gonna be
no
part
more.
of
after.
the
Yeah, it's
the
gonna
reel
be
we
an AI
make.
clip.
Yeah, it's gonna be part
Yeah.
of the AI clips.
Yeah.
Get your snag back today.
Yeah. Send your prayers up.
All saved out now.
Jeez, guy.
I need to make sure this smokes more.
Yeah. Let me make sure this happens. Oh.
Make my bronchitis come back.
All right.
Woo.
Shall we read?
Mhm.
Yeah, let's get into
All
it.
right. February 4th, all day today. Correct? Yes.
All day.
All right. Today's reading comes from Rolling Thunder, Cherokee. We say there is a right time and place for everything.
Hmm.
It's easy to say, but hard to understand. You have to live it to understand it. The elders tell us there's a right time and a right place. Don't plant seeds in the fall. Wrong time. One way we find out about the right time and right place is our experience. If we are lucky, we have a few friends who will share their experience. This will help us too. The best way is to let God guide us. Only He knows the right time and the right place. So we need to pray and ask Him for guidance. Great Spirit, show me patience so I can live in the right time and right place. Go ahead, Mr. Boat.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay, just a little comment I made earlier. Wrong time, wrong place. That's a
Good.
great example
I
of what not
I
to
love
do.
that you tied it all together, brother. I love it.
Yeah, that's creator right there, showing his good work. But like they always say, there's a time and place for everything. And I always think why couldn't I have been gifted this recovery? Why did I have to go through all of that? And it whenever I really sit down and think of it, I wasn't ready for any of this. Because of the way that my mind worked, the way that I was, I would have twisted and turned demented, I would have made it into what I needed it to be because I didn't live by these principles yet. I had to come to an understanding of why I was part of the problem. I had to, find accountability. I had to understand what acceptance was. I had to understand, what all these things that helped me, that elevated my life. I just wasn't mature enough to understand these things yet. I remember me and my cousin, and bless his soul, man, he still struggled, but he was just talking to me about evolution. And I remember having this deep conversation with him about what that really looks like. And the way that he was trying to put it was that it happened materialistically. Because he had just gotten a new car, like his life was better, and like his mom got it for him, and he was talking to me about it, and I was just sitting there feeling like, well, damn, I guess I'm,
Not evolved yet.
guess I'm not even, I'm still a caveman, like, and when I think about that today, neither one of us had any principles. A lot of our moral fiber had kind of, depleted from the things that we were doing in our lives. So I think about what God needed me to go through and what he needed me to realize and the lessons in life that he needed me to learn first before I could apply these new principles, practicing these things in all my affairs, before I understand what uh, spiritual laws, that I have to abide by, because like they say, there's you have the seen world and you have the unseen world, which is like heaven, that other camping ground or whatever, you consider that unseen world. And whenever whatever I said or whatever somebody said the right thing that made these things in agreement, and then that's whenever my life, took a positive turn. And like it was all on God's time. And it happened right on time, like my granddaughter just turned 3. She's never seen her papa drunk or high, and I pray to God that she never ever has to experience, me as that person again. So whenever I think about, like whenever she was born, and I just remember looking at her and just thinking, like, being so grateful that I can enjoy that moment. I can be in that moment and actually appreciate who she is in this world. And now I got 2 grandbabies, and I remember looking at Nova the exact same way, and just thinking like, man, God was right on time. God was right on time because I can't ever sit here and say I was a good dad. Because my kids spent most of their lives, seeing me in my addiction. I'm only 4 years and 9 months sober. Like, it ain't like I got a lot of time under my belt, but so my kids were in their 20s by the time I got sober.
Mm-hmm.
I can't ever sit here and say I'm a good dad, but what I can say is that I'm a good grandfather. I'm a good papa. And it has to start somewhere. So I pray that my grandkids, like I can stop the generational curses with them.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughters, I'm very proud of them too because they found recovery. They've had to make some positive changes in their life, and they have completely done it. Like they're probably nowhere close to where they want to be, but they've made that change. And now the rest of my family can witness. But right time, right place. I used to be one of those. Well, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. That's how I talked. And I don't I don't talk that way anymore. I had to speak these positive affirmations into my life. And like my brother Jake always says, you can't be cognitively grateful and complaining at the same time. Like you can't, like there's no way those things happen at the same time, being grateful and finding things to complain about.
Mm.
So whenever I'm aligned with the creator and I stay good with the creator, it seems like the rest of my life seems to fall in place. So, right time, right place. It all with me. It all started with being honest and getting right with the Creator first. That's where the magic happened, if you will. Is I got right with the Creator first, and then things started happening in my life that I never knew even existed or never even knew could happen. So I'm grateful today. Grateful today that my granddaughters are watching, my daughter's watching, you know, my brother's watching. They get to see these things.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for that. So it was right on time. It was right on time. So that's all I got.
Mm.
For the comments, we have Drew says, "Good morning to you all."
Good morning, brother.
Good morning, brother.
Rossi says, "Niakit, brother. ¿Cómo
Niakit.
estás?"
Bien, bien, ¿y tú?
Charlene says, "Niakit."
Nyake.
Janice Loneman says, "Good morning. Hope you have a great day."
Good morning, Janice.
Morning.
Elizabeth Brown says, "Good morning."
Good
Good morning, Elizabeth.
Legend says, "Good morning, brothers. Good medicine today. I'm 466 days well today.
All
Praise
right.
God and glory to God. May you all have a day full of blessings." And then Barry is not coming to the meeting at noon. It'll be Theta and Tatum.
Yeah, it'll be Theta and Tatum today.
And then Elizabeth Brown says she's from Canyon Lake, Texas.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for checking in with us.
And Dave wants to know if you could get a shout out to South Coast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would love to give a shout out to South Coast Behavioral in Oklahoma City. My brother Dave, he does great work up there, but I got to give a big shout out to the clients. I don't want to call you clients. I want to call you students. I got to give a shout out to the South Coast students for just taking the initiative to even be there. I know a couple of the students. I know Dave. I know a couple of the techs. Which I consider some of them family. I know my boy Dallas. That's my dog. We go way back, but the big dog over there to me is my bro Justin Evans. A 5-minute conversation with him changed my life forever. So I got to give big props to what they do up there. We appreciate all the love that they show to the community by helping our community members get better. So sit down, shut up, let these facilitators give them a chance. Give yourself a chance, and I promise you, get into one of those, get into some of that literature, and practice these healthy habits, and I promise you, at the end, you're gonna feel better about yourself. So, once again, shout out to South Coast Behavioral students. I hope y'all have a great day today.
Oh my God, I'm about to start talking. All right. Sherry Sam Shoto says, "Good morning, guys. I pray a lot for what I'm trying to do for my tribe in the community. This hasn't been easy starting this program from the ground up. Lots of patience and guidance from the Creator. There are times where I wanted to throw in the towel. I take time to pray and remember why I'm trying to do this, to heal."
Thank you. Thank you, sister.
Absolutely.
Yep, we know exactly how you feel.
I remember.
It's been it's always an uphill battle. But,
yeah.
Once you get there,
you're doing it though.
Yep.
You've been doing it.
You'll see the movement. My auntie Dina says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Dina.
Auntie Dina.
Jeremiah Two Bear says, "Hehani Wastelo from Fargo."
Washte. Hehani Washte.
Elizabeth Brown just goes South Coast.
South Coast.
All caps. All right, now we're all caught up.
It's good. Oh. Mr. James Wayne Pedro says, "Good morning and many blessings from Kez. He's in Oxford House now."
All right. Hey, take care of my brother Marcus over there, brother. Take care of my nephew Marcus over there.
All of them. It's good. Well, is it my time?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're scheduled.
Right time and place for everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a statement inside of here. It says, "One way we find out about the right time and right place is our experience." And man, I don't think I wouldn't be who I am without my experience. My life hasn't been easy. Life has been nowhere near perfect. I wasn't nowhere near as rugged as Barry was, but I was pretty rugged. I had my time where I was selfish and wasn't focused on anything but myself, and it led me down a really dark path. And it took a lot for me to come out of it. Matter of fact, I'm probably still working on trying to come out of it. Um, so this right time and right place stuff is pretty key on how I've kind of grown into who I am now. Because in my opinion and in my thoughts, there isn't anything that we ever go through in life that wasn't meant for us to go through. Like, we learned something from everything that we went through. Our experience was something that God never left us during. Even if we weren't trying to work on our relationship with Him, He was always there. He's always been in control of everything. And when I started thinking about that and thinking about how I neglected that relationship for so long, like, man, that floors me, because like His love and His willingness and His patience has always been there waiting for us to start to develop that relationship with Him. And it blows me away every single time I think about it, about His grace and about His mercy and how He shows us that on an everyday basis. Like, even if when we're like the most undeserving people in the world, He wants that same relationship with us. And so when I start to think about that, like, why am I not sharing what I know? And why am I not sharing my experience with people so they can start to understand that same kind of relationship that I'm trying to build with them? Like, why would you not want to do that? And so, like, when I was reading this today, I was just like, man, I was like, the best way is to let God guide us. The best way is to have that relationship. The best way is to have that patience to sit there and pray. Um, not till you know that God's hearing from you, but until you hear from God. And man, that, like, and I know it gets frustrating. You can get frustrated because sometimes we say the same prayer over and over again. And I know Jake talks about that too. Like, man, am I lacking faith because I keep on praying the same thing? I'm like, no, you keep on praying because you want to keep on having that prayer, because you want to hear back from Creator. You want to hear back from God before you start to move whatever direction it is you're praying about. Um, and man, that when I start to think about that and the things that I'm going through in my life and the troubles that I've had in my life and how much my mom taught me when I was growing up, like, man, patience is love. Patience is really showing that you care because you're willing to go through whatever it is you're going through during that time in order to make sure that you're taking the right steps and in the right direction. And if that isn't leading me the way I am now, I don't know what is, because there's times where I'll try to take control and I'll try to be the one that's, hey, I'm close enough. I'll go out and do it on my own and end up falling right back on my face and having to start all the way over again. And man, that's frustrating because, like, I think that I know so much and I think that I'm able to step out and make these decisions. And if I'm not praying about it first, then those decisions always end up going awry. They never end up working out, or like maybe they'll work out for a small period of time and then like I'm having to start over or do something else again. And so I think it's just, man, when I start to think about that stuff, I'm just like, I just need to have that patience. And sometimes as human beings, that's one of the hardest things we face, is trying to slow down and take some time and allow for God to answer us and wait for that guidance. And sometimes we miss it. He could be trying to show us that every single day, but we're so caught up in what the world is throwing at us that we forget to listen. And being in that right time and right place is part of that, part of your prayer time. Have somewhere you go to have that accessibility between just you and the Lord, between you and God. And because if you're not taking that time, then how are you ever going to hear from Him if the TV's on, if music is on, if everybody's like hitting you with everything else in the world? How are you having that? How are you going to be able to hear from somebody? It's like how your mom used to be. I remember, like, hey, turn that music down so I can talk to you. Hey, do this. Like, God's Father, man. Like, He wants to have that same kind of conversation with you. Take that time and set out a time and sit down and listen. And even if you're just sitting in the quiet for a period of time, just listen. And that's when you start hearing, and we talk about grounding, that's when you start hearing nature in the world, and you start hearing things. You hear the leaves and the wind blowing. Like that's all creators trying to talk to you. And all, those are all pieces of how like he communicates. And like some of us let that slide by so many times. And I think it's just part of like how we try to be in that right time and right place. And if you're not putting yourself in those situations, then you're going to be struggling to try to hear from him. And we need his guidance in order to try to move forward. And so that's part of my prayer time. That's why I like the prayer today where it says, Great Spirit, show me patience so I can live in the right time and right place. And so, yeah, man, that's what I got.
Leo Power said, "Amen."
Amen, brother.
Elizabeth Brown says, "That part, brother." And we gotta lock in and get rid of the distractions. Dave says, "Poor thing, if you ain't been rugged, you ain't ever lived."
All right.
And then Janice Lodeman says, "Hello, Barry. I did try to start my sobriety, and I even went out to California, but only did 30 days and got my certificate.
Hey,
But I
I'm
got
proud of you,
scared
sis.
and didn't follow through to go to a sober living house and just came back to town. And now I relapsed and I don't feel good about it. But all I know is the same environment with the same old BS. But I want to do better again. So if anything, you can pray. Can you pray for me?
Always,
Back on
sister.
track."
Absolutely.
Yes, Janice. I'm glad you came back, and I'm glad you're reaching out. That's part of it. Is reaching out and come and hang out with us. Come, we have meetings here at the office Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
All at 7.
And if you ever want to go to the Oklahoma City one, I mean, I'm sure the girls could pick you up.
Right.
Yeah, I think they take. They
Yeah.
pick people
And
up before
Tuesday's
it's
a
on
women's
Friday.
only meeting, so you don't
Yeah.
want to deal with
So-
Barry. You come over here to
Yeah.
just listen to the ladies.
And then,
No, she wants to deal with me.
Oh,
then
okay.
men's group on Friday.
No, me and Janice go way back, and she's good people. So but yeah, we whatever, message me. We're friends on Facebook. Message me, and we'll continue this talk though.
Leo said he'll pray for her. And Bayal says, "Good morning, brother."
Good morning, Bia.
And
Good
then
morning,
Talo
Bayal.
Robbie says, "Good morning."
Good morning, Robbie.
Good morning.
But yeah, so dance this weekend at Concho at the Respect Gym. Hand drums on the 24th in Hammond, and then speaker night on the 26th here at 1950 South Shepherd with the brother Terrence Manley. And but yeah, that's basically what we got going on.
On Sunday, if you want to come out to Canton, I'll be serving as head man for Hamster Little Coyote's birthday dance. So come on out.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
All the little Ravens won't be there though. It's the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah. So that's all I really got. And I want to say goodbye to my granddaughters, Nova and Alani. Papa loves you, and I hopefully will be seeing you soon. I got your diapers and wipes I need to drop off. But like, share, follow, tell your mammy about us, and we will see you tomorrow. I hope.